Hi everyone, it's Tatyana from Tatyana's Everyday Food and welcome back to my kitchen. With the abundance of raspberries in the summertime, I'm sharing another raspberry dessert. I'll be making my chocolate raspberry Swiss roll. You can never go wrong with the combination of chocolate and raspberries, and this cake nails it, full of fresh raspberries, lots of chocolate flavor, and I'm using a whipped cream filling. I'm going to start things off with my chocolate cake. Into my mixer bowl, I'm going to place in 6 large eggs, 3/4 cup of white granulated sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Splash that in. And now I'm just going to mix this together for about 5 to 7 minutes on high speed until my egg and sugar mixture is really light and fluffy and white in color. And now for my dry ingredients, I have 1 cup of all-purpose flour. To that I'm going to add in 1/3 cup of dark cocoa powder and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Toss this all together. I've transferred my egg and sugar mixture into a bowl so you guys can see the texture that you're going for. And now it's time to add in the dry ingredients. I'm going to sift in a little bit at a time and then fold gently after each addition. You want to fold everything together gently but thoroughly, keeping those eggs really light and fluffy. I've lined a 12 by 17 inch baking pan with parchment paper. Spray down the paper with some baking spray. I'm going to transfer all my cake batter right onto the pan and then use my spatula to spread it evenly to the edges. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and the cake is going to bake for about 20 minutes or until the top is set. I just took my cake out of the oven, so it's piping hot, and the first thing I'm going to do is sprinkle the top with a generous amount of confectioner sugar. So when I roll up the cake, this is going to help keep the towel from sticking to the top of the cake. I'm going to cover the top of the cake with a clean towel, place my wire rack over the top, and then grab 2 towels to flip this over. Just like that. Going to lift off the pan and remove this parchment paper. And now it's time to roll this up. So I've folded my towel over the edge and I'm just going to use it to help fold the roll right up. Just like this. Perfect. I'm gonna allow my cake to cool completely, and if you're in a hurry, you can actually even set it into the refrigerator to cool faster. Once it's completely cooled, then we'll come back to do our fillings. And now I'm gonna get started on my fillings. I have 2 cups of fresh raspberries in my bowl here, and to flavor this, I'm actually going to be adding about 3 tablespoons of raspberry liqueur. Just drop that in. If you don't want to add any alcohol to the recipe, you can add like a raspberry coffee syrup. It'll have about the same sweetness and it'll have great raspberry flavor as well. And just take a fork and mash that all together. And now for my cream filling. Into my mixer, I'm going to add in 3/4 cup of cold heavy cream, 1/2 cup of softened unsalted butter, 8 ounces of whipped cream cheese, and you can use regular cream cheese for this too. And I've softened this at room temperature as well. And finally, 1/2 cup of sweetened condensed milk. And for a little bit of flavor, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of raspberry extract. And now it's time to cream this all together, and the secret to this cream filling is not over mixing. I'm going to whisk it on medium speed just until it's combined. If you overmix it, you'll run the risk of separating the cream. All right, my cake has cooled completely, and now it's time to very gently unroll it. The next step is to add on my crushed raspberries. Just going to spread them across the surface of my cake and try to get some on the very edges of the cake too. And then it's time to add on our cream. Just spoon it right over the top, then grab a flat spatula and spread this across. And now it's time to roll this up, and you're going to want to start from the same edge. Roll it up the exact same way that we unrolled it. Just use a towel to help you along in that first little twirl. And now it's time to garnish the cake, and I transferred some of my cream into a pastry bag. I'm just gonna add little dollops on the top. Add some fresh raspberries to the top. And now that I'm done with my garnishes, I'm actually going to set this into the refrigerator and allow it to set for a couple hours. And I've cut this cake open so you guys could see what it looks like on the inside. I absolutely love that you can see bits of raspberries on the inside. Love the chocolate sponge cake. Now it's time to dig in and enjoy it. And that's it, guys, for my chocolate raspberry Swiss roll. I absolutely love how pretty this looks. Love the little swirl. Time to dig in and enjoy it. This cake is simply divine. There's no other way to put it. I absolutely love all the flavors here and the texture. That whipped cream filling is really light and fluffy. It's not too sweet, combined with that really fluffy chocolate sponge cake, just soaked in all that raspberry liqueur and fresh raspberries. Just amazing flavor, amazing textures, melts in your mouth good. You guys are going to love this cake, especially if you guys don't like American buttercreams or you don't like your cakes too sweet. You have to give this chocolate raspberry Swiss roll cake a try. You'll love it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video recipe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.